Dusk was falling over the vast Arabian desert as my friend and I drove our small sedan down a narrow sandy road, looking for a place to camp. Suddenly an old military-style Jeep appeared in my rearview mirror, clearly impatient to pass us. I pulled aside. As the Jeep overtook, its window rolled down, and the stern-faced driver transformed into a smiling, curious Arab man when he saw we were foreigners. He stopped abruptly ahead and waved us down. His name was Mohammed, a man in his 50s wearing a grey thobe and blue keffiyeh. When we told him we were just looking for a place to camp, he exclaimed with pride, "You are in my land. You are my guests. Follow me." We followed him to the top of a tall dune, where camels and goats grazed around a shack and sty. Pointing at the endless dunes and oases spreading out in golden dusklight, Mohammed said with genuine pride, "This is all my family's land. My home is your home. Camp wherever you like." He invited us into his Jeep for a tour. We visited small oases and plantations scattered through the desert, and he even showed us the edge of the empty quarter, the world's largest sand desert. The highlight was his ancestral home, a beautiful but semi-ruined Mudan stone mansion with a tall tower. Inside, he complained that the government wouldn't fund its restoration as heritage. When we returned after dark, Mohammed left with a promise to come back soon. As expected, he returned with 2 bags full of food, but he also brought his wife, children, grandchildren, and then they laid a cloth on the sand and served a delicious dinner under the moonlight. His wife sat quietly off to the side, wearing only a hijab. For this region, it was unusually progressive of him to include her in such a gathering with foreign men. After dinner, everyone left except Mohammed, who stayed to serve us tea. It was then he shared what was on his mind. He was getting old and needed to marry again. Though already married to his first cousin, as was tradition, he now wanted a second wife. He explained that for his first wife, he relied entirely on his sister's advice, having never seen his bride's face before marriage. Luckily, she turned out beautiful and he loved her dearly. But now, his friends all had second, third, or even fourth wives, and he felt obliged to catch up. I asked if he planned to marry his Filipino girlfriend, whom he'd told us about earlier. He had arranged her visa, set her up with a jewelry shop, and bought her an apartment in the capital, making visits easy. But he looked surprised at my question. Marry her? Of course not, his wife must be an Arab Muslim. No, Arab girls could never hold that status, though his Filipino girlfriend would remain well cared for. He lamented how marriage costs had increased 30-fold since his first wedding, but he was ready. He had already chosen his next bride, the daughter of a male second cousin. She would finish her studies soon, and then he would ask for her hand, inshallah. We spoke long into the night before he left us to sleep. At dawn, we watched a breathtaking sunrise over the dunes. Mohammed arrived soon after and guided us to his home, where his wife prepared a hearty breakfast for us. We thanked him for his immense hospitality, and continued our journey through the Arabian desert.